Shashi Delek. In today's episode of In Conversation with Tibettv, we have the founder and executive director of Delek Children's Foundation, a non-profit charitable organization dedicated for the Himalayan child. He is currently based in Richmond, United States, and his work is a testament of Tibetans helping Tibetans to a large scale and literally one monk army. I have recently met him at the second CTA donor conference held in Dharamshala. And I'm delighted to have him with us today for this conversation. He is Venerable Thupten Donyo. Welcome to our program, Genla.
Shashi Delek. My name is Thupten Donyo. I'm the founder and director of Delek Children's Foundation, based in San Francisco Bay Area in California.
So Gela, with your work and sponsorship to a lot of children in Himalayan region, I'm sure the Tibetan community know you very well. But for the non-Tibetans and the young viewers, can you please introduce yourself and also about your foundation?
I'm a Gyuto monk. I joined at Gyuto Monastery when I was 12 years old. Then I moved to America in 1997. Since then, I started a Gyuto center in San Francisco Bay Area. After around 10 years, in 2009, I started the Delek Children's Foundation. Why I started this Delek Children's Foundation? Because I hosted His Holiness Dalai Lama in San Francisco Bay Area in 2007. During his visit, His Holiness personally advised me, since you are here in America, you should think about helping those underprivileged Tibetan children in the remote area. During that time, I didn't have any money, I didn't have any resources, but I kept His Holiness advice in my mind. But after 2 years later, that advice was given in 2007, but I started my charity programs, Delek Children's Foundation, in 2009. During that time, I raised a little bit of money. I organized a small program. Then whatever donation I received, I took that money and then started with the Himalayan, the Arunachal Pradesh, where Gyuto Monastery used to be. Even the Gyuto Monastery was, they were having a very difficult time in that area. So Gyuto Monastery was moved to relocated in Dharamshala, but there were so many Tibetans area that didn't have much resources. And many of the Tibetan children, they wanted to do high school or colleges, but the parents cannot afford it. So I thought maybe good to start with that area. Then not only that area, then go to like Ladakh and other states or even Nepal. Those areas we're trying to help underprivileged Himalayan children, especially for their educations.
So Gela, you have been working alone all this time, alone in a sense. You do not have a big team members with you working on this, and you have been constantly traveling to different parts of the Himalayan villages, like you just right now mentioned Arunachal Pradesh and Bomdila. So how do you manage to do all this work alone?
It is true, it is not easy, but if you have a dedications, you can manage it. Even though those things are not easy to do it, physically, mentally, and financially. Financially, since you are in America, if you do good things, there are people around that will help you. But we have to have a goal, target, project, and dedications. Since I live in America now almost 30 years, and we set up a very good Dharma center. This is also politically very important for Tibetans. And we have to have a monastery, Dharma centers. Without Dharma centers, our Tibetan community almost, I can say, cannot survive. Our life is bound with the spiritual. So we have a very good Dharma center. But again, this is Dharma center is well set up, but I thought maybe good to do some social service. So that's why I started the Delek Children's Foundation. I didn't want to set up the Delek Children's Foundation under the Gyuto Monastery because I didn't want to mix up. The Tibettv Foundation is for the spiritual purposes, and Delek Children's Foundation for the purely for the charity purposes. I don't want to mix up. Those donors, they have a different ideas, different reason to donate. So I want to make sure that donation goes to the right place as the donors wished. So that's why, even though it's very difficult, I try very hard to manage those programs.
And Gela, I also like to know what are the age group of children that you are helping financially, like sending them to school, paying for their school fees, and also college fees as of now. So what are the age group that you are helping, and how many children are there?
Yes, I don't look at the age, but my program is under from the day school, high school to college, even a master's. In the past, when I started the Delek Children's Foundation, I thought I only can manage up to high school and some students to college. But after our students, when they finish the colleges, they even want to do masters, the further studies. Even though financially I have a difficulties because I don't have a budget. My donation based on the prayers. I pray very hard to get some donations. Sometimes I talk to individual members, then tell the stories of the individual students, and whatever donation I received and use for those donation for the students. That my students are right now. I have a overall total, including Nepal and India, about 100 students. And among them, 41 or 42 college students. Among the college 40 students, 36 are the Tibetan girls who are doing the nursing in different parts of India, such as Bangalore, Mangalore, Mysore, New Delhi, Kashmir, and Kathmandu. And I have only 4 boys. They are doing. One of the boy is a lawyer. He's from Nepal. They're studying in Kathmandu. There are some are like hotel management and sports and maths. But mainly our girls are doing the nursing. I also encourage them to join nursing because a nursing job is very demanding in the future, especially in the Western countries. So no shortage of getting the jobs. But if you're trying to do other professional studies, then we have a difficulties to find a jobs. So nursing is a very high paid and also demanding job. So I encourage our students to join nurses. And I have a many high school and day school students up in the mountains. I don't need to pay much to those students because those students mainly government pays a little bit, and parents also can afford. But my main focus is for the college students.
Gela, so currently you are in Dehradun, and you have told me that you have visited Tibetan school there. So can you tell us more about that?
Yes. After recent last week, the International Donors Conference, and I thought while I'm in India, I thought maybe good to visit some of the schools nearby in the Dharamshala area, which I never been to this area before. Even though I used to live in India, but I never been to this area, and I thought maybe visit to Dehradun, Selukoi schools, and where the students can learn skills. And also, then yesterday I was in the Masuri the schools. I have contacted the principal, and I thought maybe if there's anything, even though I cannot do much, but there may be some area I may be able to help. And the principal Gela told me that there's one particular girl, she's in grade 12, and she doesn't have anybody, and she's having difficulty financially, even though maybe emotionally, because no connections, no family around. And the Gela principal told me if I can help her, then of course, if the principal and the teachers suggesting me, then I was happy to take the scholarship. Then I told them one day when she finished her high school grade 12, I'll be happy to give her the scholarship for colleges wherever she wants to go. And also, when I visited Selukwe College, and also the teacher told me that there are some students having difficulties, even though they didn't have to pay much, the fees and the hostel fees, but some of the students have a difficulties financially. They cannot afford to buy new clothes. They cannot go home when they have during the break. So some students don't even have anybody. So then I told Gyanla's teachers, if any of the students have those sort of difficulties, please let me know, and maybe I may be able to help them. But not many students I can do because I don't have a budget. And I also help students in different locations, Arunachal, Assam, Ladakh, Nepal, and Sikkim, those areas. So sometimes I feel like I wish I can do more, but even though I wanted to do more, but financially I cannot do much. But this is my prayer that I want to do more as I can.
And Gela, you are at the CTA Donors Conference just a few weeks ago. So can you please tell us how was your experience at the conference, and what did you learn from the other people who came from the charitable background and who are helping mainly the Tibetan community?
I think about 2 months ago, I received a letter from the CTA. Then I was very surprised to see my name on the CTA's, the Tibetan government exiles letterhead. Venerable Thupten Donyo and Delek Children's Foundation would like to invite for the International Donors Conference. I was so surprised to see that my name in the such a high level the meetings. Then right away I responded, I'm going to be very happy, and I will join the conference. Once I joined here the conference, it was very impressive, really. I never joined a meeting like this, especially in the Tibetan government exile meetings, because I'm just ordinary monk. I never can go those sort of meetings. Even though I invited His Holiness the Dalai Lama, give a big talks, and but not like the official meeting like this. During the meeting, there were like international donors from USA and USA, Canada, Germany, Italy, but there weren't many individual donors. Many of the donors could not come. But there were only about 30 donors. My disappointing was I expected there were more lamas and monks and nuns at the conference. Even though many lamas and monks and nuns are doing the similar charity works, but they don't really associate with the Tibetan government in exile. And because of that, their names are not on the list. Somehow my list is there, because I used to send donation through Department of Education for Bomdila or Tiju or Mayo. Even though in 2016 we sponsored like a teachers workshop for 2 days in South India, big programs, directly requested by the Minister of the Department of Education that time. Because of those, my name was listed in the donors conference. But I wanted to see more lamas. I hope in the future we have thousands of the Rinpoches and monks and geshes and nuns. But no, I wanted to see more spiritual teachers in this conference in the near future.
So these are my questions, but before we wind up, I'd like to ask, do you have any message for the Tibetan community through the work that you do?
Message to the Tibetan community, I wanted to say, we are refugees. We know that, all knows that. We don't have a country. We don't have a really proper ID. Our land was taken by the Chinese communists. We're refugees, politically we're refugees, but it's been 60, 70 years. We cannot just sit there and raise hand, ask a donation for others. It is a time for us to helping others, not maybe non-Tibetans, but at least within the Tibetan community, help each other. We cannot say we are refugees are doing nothing. Even though His Holiness the Dalai Lama often says that help Tibetan communities, the poor children, even though we cannot help other nationalities, at least our own Tibetan communities, especially in the spiritual, the education area for our children. So we cannot say we are refugees all the time. So politically we are refugees, we know that. But our situations why we're no longer a refugee, we cannot say refugee all the time. So we need to do a little bit better way to live our life.
Okay, so Gela, thank you so much for giving us your time today, and it was lovely talking to you, and best wishes to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity to speak at the Tibettv. Thank you again. Dr. Delek.
With this, we have come to the end of today's program of In Conversation with Tibettv. See you in the next episode.